Costco is arguably the best performing brick and mortar business in the world. And for that reason, many investors are interested in Costco stock. In this video, I'm going to recap the latest developments at Costco and things that investors need to know about the company's latest performance. So let's get started.
I want to thank the Motley Fool for sponsoring this video. Visit fool.com/parkev for the 10 best stocks to buy now.
So Costco's management team discussed the results for the 12 weeks that ended November 24th. And these are sales that happened and results that happened right before the holidays, which the company will update investors on in a little while longer, in a couple of weeks. Net income for their first quarter came in at $1.8 billion or $4.04 a share, and that was up from $1.6 billion or $3.58 per share in the first quarter last year. Costco has demonstrated one of the best consistencies in increasing sales and profits for a very long period of time. Investors are amazed at how Costco continues to expand sales and profits at such a consistent rate when many brick and mortar businesses struggle to achieve anywhere near the success that Costco has. Excluding discrete tax items, net income and earnings per share increased by roughly 10%, which is great. If you're operating a brick and mortar business, growing profits, earnings per share by 10% per year. The company also said that net sales came in at $61 billion, which was an increase of 7.5%. Typically, when Costco delivers sales growth of 7.5%, the earnings per share will rise by more than 10%. But in the most recent quarter, Costco had some one-time increases. Well, I shouldn't say one time because they continue raising wages for employees, but the increasing wages for employees weighed down on some of that expansion in profitability for net income in the quarter. So also total company comparable store sales of 5.2%, or if you exclude the deflation in gas prices in its most recent quarter, it was 7.1%. Costco sells a lot of gas, and when gas prices increase, that increases sales figures for Costco, and when gas prices decrease, that decreases sales figures for Costco because of the nominal price of gas. However, the sales of gas is not very informative as to the business's performance. That's why management gives you the results excluding gas, the fluctuations in gas prices, and that gives you a better idea of the business performance. E-commerce sales were up 13% in the quarter. Overall business sales increased by 7.5%, but e-commerce was up 13%. Costco is notoriously underpenetrated in e-commerce sales. If you compare Costco with other retailers, it's on the lower end in terms of online sales, and it's not really focusing on increasing e-commerce sales all that aggressively. It does want to increase e-commerce sales for specific types of items. Costco really likes to sell big and bulky items online, gift cards, gold. You've noticed the news lately that Costco's been selling hundreds of millions of dollars of these 1-ounce gold bars. These are things that they like to sell online, and then they really try to encourage people to come into the store. That's when people spend a lot more money because they walk around, they see things that they didn't know they wanted, and they make impulse purchases and add to their shopping carts. Traffic or shopping frequency increased by 5.1% worldwide and 5% in the US. Also, the average transaction was up by 0.1% worldwide and 0.3% in the US. This I find interesting because inflation, we just had the inflation numbers come out this morning, and I made a video about that. Inflation came in at roughly 3% in the US in the trailing 12 months. And if you look at that and you compare Costco's trailing 12-month sales of just 0.3%, you'll find that people are buying fewer items, because if they're going to the stores 5% more often, but the average ticket is down, it could also be that they're visiting more often and decreasing the basket each time they go. So they're buying smaller baskets each time they go, which is also further evidence that consumers are exhausted from rising prices and their budgets are being stretched. And so, whereas previously they could go to Costco and spend $400, now maybe instead of going and spending 400 once every month, now they go twice every month and they spend 200 and 200, or 175 and 175, because they don't have $400 in their bank account and their credit cards might be maxed, and so they can't actually spend 400 on each trip. So this is some of the factors that could be contributing to this average transaction ticket being relatively flat when inflation was at 3%. But Costco says that if they excluded gas prices, the average ticket would be up by 2.3% in the US. So that primarily explains the decrease in the purchase is the price of gasoline. So consumers are still visiting Costco more often than usual. And in fact, later in this conference call, management gets asked that question and they address it. And they say that consumers are still spending money, but they're being more conscious about how they're spending their money. They're not freewheeling their spending anymore. So membership income at 1.166 billion was up 8% year over year. However, the recent membership fee increase is not yet impacting the membership fee income because of deferred accounting. And so you're going to start to see that getting incorporated into the results as time goes on, because if you pay $120 for your membership or $130 for your membership, Costco doesn't account that as $130 in membership income in the month that you purchase it. It spreads it out over 12 months because your membership is for 1 year. So it's $130 for 1 year, so roughly $10 per month over a year. So every month, let's say last year it was $120, this year it's $130. So it's only up by roughly 10%, and it'll be up by roughly that much every month as the year progresses. And Costco did see renewal rates go down as a result of, they say it's not a result of the higher membership fee, but I speculate it is. So in terms of renewal rates in the first quarter, the renewal rate was 92.8%, which is down by 0.1% from the end of the fourth quarter. The worldwide rate was also down 0.1%. But their renewal rates are seeing some impact from higher growth in digital signups, which renew at a slightly lower rate than the base overall. So Costco is not attributing this decline in membership renewal rates to the increase in the membership fee, but they're attributing it to the fact that they had more signups online and these members don't renew at a higher rate than the members overall. Hey everyone, I'm excited to announce that my book is finally available for sale. I've been working on it for more than a year now, so I'm really excited to finally share this with you now. It goes through my framework for evaluating stocks. Some of you often ask why I like this stock or why I like the other stock, and this framework provides you the things that I look at when I'm evaluating stocks. I've added the link in the description below.